Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about basics of electrical and electronics engineering. Today topic is fundamentals of electricity. In that we are going to discuss about introduction to electrical circuits. Actually, every electronics and electrical student should know basics of electrical circuit. These basics explains you what are the different types of terminologies, a different concept which we need to know. Today we are going to discuss about basics of electrical and electronics engineering. After completing this topic, you will be able to know the circuit terminologies. You can get the idea about electrical circuit, what we are adding, what we are using to know to operate the electricity. Now we are going to discuss electricity basics. What are they? You know that electricity always starts with electrons. Without electron movement, there is no electricity. Whenever electron moving from one place to other place, the current or electricity flowing. In that path, if you provide any home appliance, any bulbs, load, whatever it may be, that will be operated by using this current. So you know that electricity always starts with electrons. Every atom contains one or more electrons. Electrons have a negative charge. Always electron possess the negative charge, that is minus. You can see a simple model of an atom. In that atom we having the three particles: electron, electron, proton, neutron. Generally, electron having the negative, neutron having the positive, neutron having the zero, neutrality, zero charge, proton having the positive. What is electricity? Everything is made up of atoms which contains the positive particles called protons and negative particles called electrons. So you can understand that what is the electricity. In that, electricity means all the things are made with a protons and electrons. Protons having the positive particles, neutron having the negative particles, that is called as the electrons. You see, electron having the negative charge, proton having the positive charge. These electrons always rotate with the around the nucleus. In the nucleus we having the proton and neutron. You can see the neutron. Usually the atom always have the same number of positives and negative, because these positive and negative balance, then the atom will be balanced. That's why every atom having the positives and negatives equal number. This makes the atom will be neutral. Atoms will have the same number of electrons in the orbit as there are protons in the center. The position, the location of the electrons and protons well defined. Protons always with the neutrons and electrons are in the orbital. The electrons are rotate orbit in the orbitals. Protons are stay in the nucleus. So the number of protons and number of electrons equal. These two are attract each other, so that atom will be neutral. For example, if you see a copper atom, how the structure is there, the atom number of the copper is 29. In that total we having the 29 electrons and 29 protons. So the 29 protons are in the nucleus and the remaining 29 electrons are divided into orbital. These are the different orbital, each orbital having its own number of electrons. The outermost orbital is called as a valency orbital. The valency orbital makes the more importance to decide which property having that particular atom. Depending on that property, we divided the electrical materials in different ways. The one of the material is electrical insulators. So what is the insulator? Insulation means it does not allow or it does not flow the electrons. In many materials, the electrons are tightly bound to the atoms. The meaning is, if you wanted to have the electricity, always the electrons should move. If the electrons are bonded very tightly with the atoms, they does not allow the electrons to move freely. If there is no free movement of electrons, so there is no current or electricity. The example is wood, glass, plastic, ceramic, air and cotton. All electrons are tightly bonded with the atoms. These are example of materials in which electrons stick with their atoms. Because the electrons don't move, these materials cannot conduct electricity very well, if at all. So this type of materials is called as electrical insulator. The materials which does not allow the flow of electrons, which does not allow the movement of electrons, are called the insulator. Generally, elements with more than 4 electrons in the outer orbital are good insulator. The thing is, more than the 4 electrons should present in the outer orbital. That orbital is called as the valency orbital. If we have the more than 4 electrons, it does not have the free number of electrons. We can see in the diagram. Generally, in the metals, most of the electrons can detach from their atoms and move around the atom. This type of movement makes the atom to conduct easily. These electrons are called free electrons. Examples are gold, silver, copper, aluminium, iron. Different metals are called as the free electrons. The loose electrons make it easy for electricity to flow through these materials. So they are known as electrical conductors. These metals are called as the electrical conductors because they having the loose bonding with the outer electrons, and these outer electrons move around the atom. Generally, the moving electrons transmit the electrical energy from one point to another point. The atom which having the free electrons, that atoms are called as the conducting atoms. can see the orbital structure. The elements with less than the 4 electrons in their outer orbitals known as the good conductor. If any material want to become a conductor means the outer valency band or the outer orbital must be less than 4 electrons. Then it is act as a electrical conductor. You can see electricity needs a conductor in order to move. There are